Hey everyone, you're watching La Tech All Access. I'm Patrick Walsh here with head football coach Skip Holtz. And Skip, it's been a great spring so far, and we're capping it off tomorrow with the T-Day spring game. What going into this game are you hoping to see come out of the spring game?
Well, I want to see a lot of these players get into the stadium in a competitive environment with people in the stands and watch them compete. You've got a lot of guys that haven't played football. You've got a lot of guys that haven't played college football that are all of a sudden competing for time in the two deep. And I want to see how the quarterbacks have progressed, how some of the guys coming back, the gains that they've made as football players. But I want to see a lot of these new faces really get out there and compete. And I think it's going to be an exciting day for the fans. It's going to be an exciting game. It's going to be a competitive environment. We're doing everything we can to create a game day atmosphere with these players. We've drafted the teams. We've drafted them. We split the staff, and they had the draft yesterday. And so everybody's on their own teams. A lot of chatter going on back and forth with it. And I think it's going to be exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun for our players. And I think for those that come out to see the game Saturday, you're going to see a lot of people go out there and play in the game. It'll be an entertaining day.
Well, that brings me to my next question. Coaches are competitive by nature. I mean, they like to get after it, win every play, every game, every scrimmage, everything. And, I mean, there was some high intense planning going on before the draft, and then a little bit of friendly trash talk going on during the draft.
Well, there's still a lot of trash talking going on. If you go up in that office today, I'm wearing white to be neutral, but the red staff is wearing all red, the blue staff's wearing all blue. It's gotten to the point where they're not drinking blue slushies. They're not. I mean, it's a lot of fun, and that's why I said that's part of what makes it exciting. But it is a very competitive staff, and I tell you, I really have been encouraged and excited about the development and the addition of the new coaches. I mean, I think Manny Diaz, Blake Baker, Oscar Giles have been a great addition to go along with Ronnie Bradford on the defensive side, and I think they are really bringing a mindset and having the experience in the secondary and at linebacker coming back next year. It's really given them to do an opportunity to do a lot of things on defense, and it's exciting to watch.
And for the players, it's actually kind of an actual different game for them because they're not just going ones-on-ones, twos-on-twos, offense for defense. I mean, it's actual, kind of a game for them.
Well, it's a game for them, and it's a great opportunity for them to go to compete, but it is definitely different than the scrimmages that you get into the routine of coming in, going ones-and-ones, twos-and-twos. We've been going against each other all spring. All of a sudden, it changes up a little bit, and there's a winner and a loser, and we're going to have a car wash. The losing team is going to wash cars for charity, and all the winners get their car washed free, and so that always adds a little bit of pride to it. And I mean, kind of something on the table rather than just a one meal, hot dog or steak. I mean, putting them in a car wash and having the opportunity to give some of the money back to this community that has been so great in the way that they've supported this program. So I think it all adds something to that game, the competitive nature, being able to divide into teams, putting people into the stands. Going to be another exciting thing with the groundbreaking on Saturday as well. And so I just think there's a lot of positive things going on right now around the program.
Well, and going into our next question, at halftime we'll have a ceremonial groundbreaking for the new South End Zone project, part of Quest for Excellence campaign. How important is that to the program just on an overall scale?
It's a game changer. I mean, when you start talking about wanting to build the stability of a program that year in and year out has the opportunity to compete for championships, I think it's huge. I think it's huge in the way these players view this program. I think it's huge in recruiting from what it does. I think it shows the commitment from Dr. Guy and from Tommy McClellan, the athletic director. They've both been here under a year at this point, but both of them have talked about this Quest for Excellence and the South End Zone project as one of the priorities that has to get done. And I know there was a lot of foundation laid before they came and a lot of people that have made huge contributions to be able to make this work and for this dream to become a reality. But Saturday, for anybody that comes out, they're going to have the opportunity to see the shovels put in the ground, the groundbreaking ceremony for so many people that have been instrumental in making this happen. But I think it's a game changer for the program. This is a facility that Louisiana Tech football has been in for quite a while, and it has grown a little bit, and there have been some modifications made to it, but I think this new facility is going to be a game changer.
Well, the Saturday should be a great day for fans. We've got the Kids Zone going on the West Concourse. Gates open at 11 a.m. for the 1 p.m. T-Day spring game. We've also got a select a seat where fans, you can actually go see what seats are available for season tickets on the west side and purchase them there. But for the game itself, for the offense and the defense throughout the spring, what have you kind of seen, at least from the offense? I know your two positions you've been really looking at are quarterback and offensive line.
Well, and that's where we've got those biggest holes. You lose 4 offensive linemen a year ago. You lose 3 starters again this last year. So you've lost 7 out of your 10 starters in the last 2 years. And you've got some guys coming back like a Mitchell Bell, and you've got a Trey Carter who both played quite a bit last year. But other than that, you don't have a center that's ever taken a snap. Some new faces in Brunson and Wixon and Cam Manning. Some new faces at guard. Some new faces at tackle. I mean, there's a lot of youth, and that's why I'm really excited about seeing how they're gonna play in this game Saturday. The quarterback position we continue to develop. I think Ryan Higgins has shown me his toughness with playing through some of the injuries that he had a year ago and the way that he went out there and competed. I just want to see him continue to develop. And just as a freshman, I think his future is very bright. You know, we've got to eliminate the turnovers. That's a thing that as a quarterback, you get evaluated by wins and losses, and that is never more evidence than with the turnover battle. And that's something that we've got to be able to eliminate and something we've been working at hard. But I think it's been more difficult against our defense because we are not a stagnant defense. And as I talked about, having maturity and experience in the back end, guys that have played at the linebacker and safety level really gives you the opportunity to do a lot of different things in your calls and make things really confusing. And I think it's in the long run, it's going to help our quarterbacks. And it'll help our offense. But in the short run, it's hard to go through it right now. And you're not teaching 2 + 2 is 4. You know, it's not reading the curl flat. First thing you got to do is find out who the curl flat player is. So, I mean, it's been a good spring. It's been a great spring from that standpoint. I think we've got an awful lot of teamwork done. The depth chart is really starting to form, and as a coach coming into a second year, you know, you're looking at your program and your depth chart and saying so many new faces, not sure where everybody's going to fit, but that picture is starting to take a little bit more, that puzzle's starting to take a little bit more of a picture, and you can kind of see a little bit more what the end result's got a chance to look like.
Defensively, we've lost 3 very, very talented starters on the defensive line, but you returned just about everybody in your secondary. But it's not just filling a couple holes. You've also got to hold, again, as you mentioned, 3 new coaches on the defensive side. What has been their progress with the new scheme installed by defensive coordinator Manny Diaz?
I think Coach Diaz has done a great job. Him, Blake Baker, Oscar Giles, as I said, Ronnie Bradford. You talk about 3 new people. When you put a staff together, you're never really sure how they're going to gel from a chemistry standpoint. You can look at resumes and look at where they've been and say, wow, but you never really know how it's going to gel and come together. And there is a great camaraderie on this staff, and that's part of the John going on in the meeting yesterday. And you can see kind of the relationship that everybody has and the closeness that they have as a group. But I think they've done a super job of coming in and embracing the players, embracing the program, where we are and what we need to do to take another step. They bring an awful lot of energy to the table, a lot of excitement, a lot of enthusiasm, the way that they coach on the field, the way they interact with their players. I mean, you know, a lot of the meetings start with music, and I mean, it's very upbeat, and a lot of the things that you need to do right now to hold your players' attention, to keep them excited about the program and where it's going. And I can't say enough positive things for that defensive staff and the job that they've done with it right now.
And when you look at the back 7 and really the secondary, that's a group that I think really has a chance to be very successful this year and maybe turn into something special.
Well, I agree with that. I think there's a foundation for it there, without a doubt. When you look at the returning players, the talent level, I think I said Darius Barnes and Levander Liggins have a chance to be 2 of the best corners in this league, and they have a chance to play this game for a long time. I think Bryson Abraham has really developed and come along. Can't say enough about Xavier Woods from West Monroe and the way he's come, and Lloyd Grogan as the other starter at safety, and Kentrell Bryce from right here at home in Ruston has done a really nice job, and Thomas McDonald. And you look at those linebackers. We signed a number of junior college player linebackers a year ago because we needed so much help there, and we didn't have any depth or upperclassmen at the linebacker position. And all of a sudden, Tony Johnson is just becoming an animal in the middle at 250 pounds and running sideline to sideline. I think he's a big physical linebacker. It's what they're supposed to look like. And Mitch Villamez, with the experience he got a year ago, and Bo Feet, and Nick Thomason coming off of his redshirt year, and Terrell Pinson's done a great job. And I just go on and on. We have a little bit more depth when you start talking about the linebackers and the secondary, which I think has given Coach Diaz an opportunity to do a lot of the things that he wants to do, having that type of experience and buy-in factor from those guys in the back end.
All right, well, this is Patrick Walsh here with Skip Holtz previewing the T-Day Spring Game Saturday. Gates open at 11 a.m. Only the Northwest gates will be open. On the West Concourse, we'll also have the Kids Zone and face painting with cheerleaders and Regal Blues. And it's select a seat again this year. You can find your new seats on the West Concourse, west side of the stadium. Ticket office will be open, available to take your money for the season tickets. Hope to see you out there. Again, the T-Day Spring Game, 1 o'clock kickoff at Joe Ice Stadium and a ceremonial groundbreaking for the South End Zone as part of Quest for Excellence. You've been watching La Tech All Access. We are La Tech.